Oke guys ya, selamat datang kembali di channel gue ya guys ya. Kita masuk ke game yang kedua ya guys ya. Di sini apa ini? STE. STE melawan dari Twisted Mind. Wait.
Yeah, the Dachau has always been, a focal point. We haven't seen the Dachau go through the ban phase a single time. It's been, I think, 100% banned out every single game. These teams really fear that.
Di sini dari STE ya. STE itu first pick-nya
being able to recall your
apa itu,
back to base and come back with full health to take any fights is
very
scary. And
look what's down. Esports have picked. The Jing comes out to play. Oh, the amount of crinkles on my face due to my smile. Thanks to Star Wars.
Bentar. Ini lepas cuy. Siapa namanya Jing? Jing lepas men. Jing lepas. Wah, ada Jing, ada Zhang Fei. Yang satu lagi itu lupa mulu.
And Star Wars Esports brings it out along with a Zhang Fei and a Mai as well.
What
an aggressive team comp already.
Absolutely, they're looking to take these fights fast and furious. They've got the
ini Mai Siranui. Namanya panjang cuk, masalahnya cuk. Mai Siranui, astaga. Ya itulah namanya ya. Namanya itu serba Cina cuk. Oke, ada Mai, ada siapa itu? Jing sama Zhang Fei. Kemudian di mana itu? Di Twist itu ada Lian Po. Oh, Lady Sun ya. Baru ngepick dia. Ada Lady Sun, ada Lian Po. Terus ada Diao Chan sama kalau nggak salah itu Sun Bin ya, sama Sun Bin cuy. Boleh nih. Yes. Oh, Charlotte. Nice. Pick yang bagus cuy. Oh, di Ranji. Pas picknya di Ranji cuy. Di Ranji. Oh, Musashi. Wow, junglernya pakai Musashi dia, Cong. Pakai Musashi tuh. Gua kurang yakin sih sama di Ranji ini. Karena dia nggak punya skill escape, cuy. Dia ngambil flicker doang gitu. Ranji ini. Tapi ya dari pick-pickannya sih.
And yeah, like looking at these two drafts, which
kalau late game sih kayaknya STE deh kalau late game. Ada Mai, ada Mai. Di Ranji itu basic attack-nya boleh cuk. Lumayan dia. Sakit anjir.
An assist to the kills for either the mid lane or the jungle. So interestingly enough, we may see Wawa perform very well because we've seen him perform very well on the
coachnya apa ya? Coachnya itu ini cuy apa? Rapi-rapi anjir.
So from the Liampo, they got the Musashi as well. So trying to pick out the Mai and to try and chase.
Megang kiri deh kayaknya, STE deh kayaknya cuy.
But like you say, the Renji does counter the Musashi, so we may be seeing Musashi not focus the Renji as much and just focus these other two.
Ada di Ranji. Perang sana gua mau di Ranji cuy.
Single target combat.
Ya udah ya guys, ya langsung saja ya guys ya, kita menuju ke match yang pertama. Agresif mana ini ya? Harusnya sih agresif dari
to take these fights. Obviously,
kiri
his
sih.
ultimate is such a
Kanan.
good counter to the Jing, not allowing him to be as mobile as she wants, and that also allows her to be bursted down by, like you said, the Musashi needs to change the target, not to be on the D and J, and the Mai or the Jing would be the perfect targets for her to go for. Ooh, Xenon playing really aggressively, might get a kill on towards Agar here, but the Diao Chan has a lot of damage early on as well, so
Diao
do
Chan,
not want to overextend into her, especially if she still has her skills off cooldown, and they will have to play a bit safer from the side of Solid Esports, not to overextend there.
Absolutely. I mean, this 1v1 against Liam Poe is it's a lot harder when you're a Charlotte. You can do the damage, but it's you have to play very clean to close these kills before your ultimates, which will be very soon for Charlotte up in the Clash lane. But one thing I'm already seeing that I think is a little bit of a criticism for VN as the support player. Yesterday we saw him actually checking bushes in those mid lanes quite often against VKS, but this time around he's decided not to check the bush, which we then saw quite a bit of poke damage go on from Zenon with the help of New there.
Flicker.
Once again another engage here.
Diao Chan. Tipis sekali.
Is this going to be the first bullet? It's just not quite enough to pick off the...
Dikejar aja Jingnya, buset. Anjir. Sama-sama mati loh. Junglernya sama-sama mati, Jo. Nah, kayak gitu tuh, apa si Jing tuh. Karena dia kan mirror coy, jadi bisa pindah sini-sini gitu. Dia nungguin anjir. Boleh. Jadi segi goldnya dipegang sama STE ya guys ya.
Absolutely. I mean, other than that, there's been no real sort of conflict go on in this match as of yet. We saw a few little bit of clashes go on with Liam Poe, but there seems to be a heavy presence now into the farm lane, because if they can get an advantage over these teams in the farm lane, it then opens up an easier access to the Tyrant before the 4 minutes.
Flicker.
Once the Tyrant
mati sih.
Clue looking a little bit clueless there, being slowed down nicely by Twisted Minds, taking up and picking their second kill.
Yeah, that was the power of the Sunbin right there, stopping any sort of skill to be casted with his ultimate, and that allowed Twisted Minds to get that favorable trade there on Twisted bottom lane. And Wawa might be in some trouble if he's not careful, but he should be okay. He probably wants to recall away from
langsung di commit tuh ternyata.
That's being set up.
Ya.
He might have overstayed his walk up here.
Janjinya mati. Diao Chan. Diao Chan masih hidup anjir. Gila. Masih. Awas. Erolas.
So far, so good for Twisted Minds. I mean, like I say, the hardest matchup they had could be yesterday for the entire tournament, going against BKS. Anything from that is going to be a little bit of an ease, and they are showing that it is.
Sing. Anjir udah kayak Lancelot ya. Sang.
Tournaments, because they are going head to head with Stalwart Esports. Yes, both of these teams are very new rosters. They play from different games, but it didn't stop Stalwart Esports from going head to head with Alpha 7 in the first day. Obviously, after that first mistake in the first match where they lost their mid turret, obviously Coach Handsome said that they
tapi goldnya masih dipegang sama STE, Cok. Musashi.
They should listen to him, not only because he's handsome, but because of the
Kejar.
knowledge as well. So that's definitely what they should be doing going forward. Jing,
set ya, trot. Wah, flicker nggak tuh. Bang flicker. Atas dapat satu.
First turret on the Clash lane, so opening up one of those side lanes, opening up that side part of the jungle for Jing, which is going to allow her to have a lot more farm.
Yeah, this game is pretty even at the moment. Only
flicker.
Separating both these teams, and it is going to
Diao Chan kita aja langsung flicker.
very decisive who takes these mid game fights better. Bottom tier one does fall. Ray able to steal the Sage Golem buff away from the side of Twisted Mind, so that's going to be a little detrimental for the Musashi if he wants to play aggressively later on.
Yeah, we've seen. I think it's just happening again because even though Star Wars Esports are quite a new team, same for Twisted Minds, it seems like there's a bit of a macro diff here. We've seen a lot more macro coming from the side of Star Wars Esports and a lot more clumping and team fight potential going on the side of Twisted Minds. We see that quite a lot. They see like this is their two different.
Ini main ini hero mid kayak assassin.
Twisted Minds would rather just clump together and
dah banget
roll it
anjing.
out, whereas Star Wars Esports coming from different games know that it's not
Skillnya tuh
all about
apa ya?
team
Maksudnya
fight, it's all about
entah
making
gitu loh.
sure that you can
Kayak skill assassin gitu.
facets into this game and getting multiple objectives at once. That means you can come out on top. It looks like the Tyrant will be handed over here
mati.
to Twisted
Enggak
Minds.
anjir Maya bisa flicker lagi, Cok.
We see that wait, what champions are on there? Oh, it's Mai. Sorry, I forgot that Star Wars Esports even had a Mai. I was like, it's been so sort of.
Astaga, dia nge-push turret nggak tuh?
But we still see that macro going into place that I was just speaking of earlier with George taking the second tier turret in the clash lane.
Yeah, this mid game is going very well for the set of Star Wars Esports. Despite not getting any kills, they're able to get the important objectives across
Berani
the
sekali
map. Tier 1 tower
Carolette-nya.
does fall bottom lane. They are trying to go
Wah,
for more kills.
di-cutting
Ray
tuh.
as well.
Wih.
Wawa is there to get
Dapat nggak tuh?
He should not be able to escape
Cutting
from this.
aja, dapat.
But let's see if they are able to get anything
Oh,
in
cut.
return. Looks like Twisted Minds will just let that go and that will allow Star Wars Esports to get a blue buff of their own.
Oh,
Yeah, blue buff taken by Ray.
mainnya lincah banget anjir.
Keeping that away from Musashi is definitely a big factor as well. It's a big loss for the jungle hero Musashi.
Menit 7 aja killnya baru 2 sama 3, Cok.
On his skills also. But yes, well played to Star Wars Esports for getting another turret, getting another kill, and opening up that mid lane. So now we've got a much broader spectrum of space there for Star Wars Esports to navigate, to set up ganks, to potentially go for dive in and crucial theft on these jungle objectives like the Overlord, because it's more placed into the enemy jungle than it is on the side of yours. But they do lose a Tyrant though, however, Twisted Minds do manage to pick up the first Tyrant in the match, so they're still holding their own, but they are slowly slipping.
Turretnya baru pecah 1 loh, STE loh.
Yeah, Jing has already completed his
Bus.
sword, so he's doing a lot of damage in these fights. Up lane, he was almost bringing down
Mati.
Lianpo.
Oh.
Trying to escape. He
Masih
won't be
bisa
able to
flicker,
just finish
guys.
himself. Falcon taking a lot of damage by
Gila.
himself as well. That's the power of
Carolette-nya
Mind.
ngeri,
Burst
Cok.
damage, the magical burst damage coming out is going to be absolutely huge, and they'll be happy to be able to walk away with their life. Trying to stall out the game as long as they can here for the side of Twisted Minds and allow the Diao Chan to get his next tier of items to be tanked
Wah, dicolong.
and also allow him to survive longer in these team fights.
Absolutely, but we got a lot of red presence up on the side of the Overlord here. I think this could potentially be a foreshadowing of a potential Overlord fight if it can pick off any one of Star Wars Esports, but still Wawa doing what Wawa's known to do best is just push those lanes, because their coach knows the best. It's not always about kills within the KIC as well. It's always just about these objectives, and then the kills come
Buset,
afterwards.
udah buka ulti aja. Oh, mati.
Huge engage here from all setting up.
Buset, Lianpo-nya dapat.
Wawa getting the kill onto the Dial Chan there. We have
Wah,
Jing coming in. There is
gila.
a lot of flashing going on. Blue taking up the kill onto
Jingnya ngeri anjir.
jungle, and down goes that second tier turret as well.
Jingnya mengerikan, Cok.
On blue there. Again, high ground turret looking very much in trouble. There is another minion wave coming around. There is still potential for kills to be had by Star Wars Esports.
Yeah, Fortitude right now is his kill score, but the goal is 5,000 ahead for the Saudi Arabian side, so that will allow them to
Jingnya
take
udah
the
ngeri
next
ini,
few
udah
fights
sakit
very
banget nih Jing.
handily, knowing that they have that gold advantage. They
Baru
won't
itu
be
loh apa
in any danger of losing that
diskusi
soon
sama
unless they
enhance basic
get
attack
caught
itu yang
out
awal
on
itu kan
these
buat
4
jungler.
heroes. Ray already up to 8.2k net worth. That's going to be huge in terms of
Damage-nya
his
udah
item
nggak.
progression. About to complete his next item as well, which is
Ayo.
going to be the siege breaker. That's going to allow him to really burst down the heroes on the side of just the mines. While Falcon is not even close right now, only 5,000 gold on him, and he just barely he's gonna about to be completing
Waduh,
his,
ketangkep.
Blood Reaper, which is
Oh, enggak.
one item
Oh.
behind the
Dia bisa mundur.
G at the moment.
Oh, dibalikin. Dibalikin, Cok. Dibalikin. Jingnya. Wah, Jingnya shutdown. Tasnya mati. Jauchan mati. Wah, Mei-nya mati. Itu malah di ranjinya nggak mati, Cuk. Anjir banget ya. Jaga posisi. Rot. Asas. Mati. Ace. Iya, anjir. Tadi 3 detik. Musasi 3 detik ya, 1 detik udah balik lagi Musasi dapat turret mid. Red dapat.
Yeah, interesting item being built there on the Renji there. It's, I'm sure it's the damage reduction, isn't it? It's the active item that you take less damage but also get a big shield on the Renji.
Di Renji-nya nih yang kaya ini.
Much more viable champion, being able to dive in, stay into these team fights.
9400.
Also gives you the access
Sama
of
sama jungler.
disengaging, then re-engaging,
100.
activating that, and you are still stacked with the 9 and 10 health and damage reduction. But here shows that Wawa knows exactly what he's doing on the on the Renji, picking up
Di Renji-nya anjir.
a quad kill,
Ngeri
but
banget, Cuk.
still a official triple kill.
Yeah, he knows
Pikir ke
that he needs
depan
to
loh dia
survive
loh.
next few fights in order for them to win, and we'll probably see that being changed up to a Sage's Sanctuary once that item goes on cooldown. So that is some small micro plays that he can do to really allow him to survive these fights, because there's not going to be much fights left in this game. 12 minutes in, only 2 more tier 2 towers left standing here for the side of Star Wars Esports. For the side of Star Wars Esports wants to end the game as quickly as possible. One more tier 3 goes down.
Lane push ini bisa ini, Cok.
Is pretty decent, but not as strong as what Twisted Minds has. So they want to finish this game before it reaches that point.
Jangvi itu kalau udah ulti gila loh, shieldnya tebel banget, Cok.
Then you are definitely aiming for the win, obviously, because you finished the game early. But if you dominate and then decide to start
Ketahan sih yang top lane.
you know you're in the team's got a hero team comp, you could lose, and that's the comeback mechanic. But it's not looking like a strong comeback here. Twisted Minds, they are trying for a defense here, but Wawa going into the godlike.
Bawahnya, wah gila.
Jing also getting another kill onto no, sorry, it's Buwadi, sorry, that goes down there. But then Lady Sun picks off Jing, and Clue goes down as well.
Gila,
So still,
gak mati loh dia. Oh, ada shield. Bawahnya bikin itu tuh yang apa tuh kayak sarung tangan Zirah tuh. Dapat shield itu. Jadi fan anjir.
The Lady Sun is about to complete his Blood Reaper, but still some ways about it. Even with the Blood Reaper completed,
Edisnya tuh ke arah ini. Lifesteal.
To be able to really take these fights to herself. So Jin is still one item behind a point where the Lady Sun is a problem. So unless Twisted Minds is able to stall out the game for another 5 minutes, which is going to be very hard in this situation where you lost all your tier 3 towers.
Kingnya udah jadi no anti tank.
Unless Star Wars Esports make
anti tank anti squishy ya gila tuh. Anti tank anti squishy pula.
Yeah, not only they got to try and survive till that late game, but they've also got to farm up. They are almost 10k gold behind. They've just made it roughly just under that 9k gold.
That game ya STE makin
14th minute.
sakit lah, Cok.
Star Wars Esports is going to be ahead by quite a lot, and even just like jungle alone, it's 11.5 to 7.4k. That's at least.
Tapi dari twistnya itu masih ada ini sih, Edison tapi kalau nggak ada backup ya percuma sih.
to the Musashi on the side of Twisted Mind, but this could be the potential play make here.
NC harusnya.
Esports, they're all here, all present. Milo
Kalian
is looking to push and put pressure on
permainan.
the
Kulian punya gila. Wah. Oh, kingnya kayak babi cu. Sangsing aja anjir. Belum end anjir. Gila defense-nya. Kayaknya gokil anjir. Ini ya si apa Yanko-nya ini gokil banget.
This is a glimmer of hope here for Twisted Minds as they manage to stall off that push. Being able to kill off Xenon is very important, getting additional gold for them. And right now, Lady Sun already completed Blow Whipper, making his way towards that Daybreaker, that final item to be able to take the fight. While Yao Chan as well as the Lian Po is more or less fully slotted at the moment, just a little bit more gold to complete the one final item. Whether this will change the outcome of the fight.
Ini harusnya sih overload penentuan sih. Yang dapat overload pasti menang sih. Harusnya. Siapa yang dapat nih? Oh, Jing yang dapat. Oh, Lian Po nya mati. Oh, Lian Po mati udah N ini mah. N. Udah pasti N sih ini. Udah pasti N sih.
Yeah, so we saw a valiant effort there to try and steal the Overlord, but it just wasn't quite enough. Now that the Vanguard is up for grabs and been placed down into the farm lane to try and give that split push potential, because the minions are already there in the mid lane, they're already there in the clash lane. These Vanguards are just going to help herald these minions into the crystal, and they do have the super minions. Once these Vanguards get at the crystal gate, it's going to be a harder
N.
to defend here, because you've got
Nah, ya kan? Pasti N, Cuk, karena udah late game anjir. Oke guys, ya kita lanjut ke match yang kedua ya guys ya. Thank you for watching, stay tuned.